Welcome to Stemless Face Off podcast. We're here with our friend Victor and my co-host Nicole. Victor, will you introduce yourself to our viewers?
Hi everyone. My name is Victor Assaf. I'm an adaptive athlete and coach, CrossFit coach. I'm 34 years old, Ecuadorian, and I recently moved from Raleigh to Florida.
From Raleigh to Florida, that's a big change.
Yeah,
You like it here?
I love it. Yeah, this feels way more closer to home than being in Raleigh, obviously. Yeah. I was born in Galapagos, so being surrounded by water and
Oh wow, that's so
beach
beautiful.
and sun, yeah, it's all I wanted.
It's a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Absolutely.
you ever go back home?
Not yet. I am still working on my documentation for me to be able to just travel, go back and forth.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You'll be free.
Yes. So I have to go through that process for a little bit. Wait and just missing my family for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be worth it.
Oh yeah, very rewarding. Going home is always bittersweet.
Yeah.
Oh,
You go
yeah.
and then you have to go and you want to go and you want to stay. But
Yeah.
You can't.
Oh yeah.
Struggle
I've been
is
lucky. My family has been able to visit.
Aw,
So yeah. So that's good.
That's wonderful.
that's good. So tell us your story from the beginning.
Okay. Like I said, I was born in Galapagos. Beautiful island, surrounded by water and all the animals that you can imagine. We moved from Galapagos when I was 8 years old. My parents, they got divorced, and then we moved to the city. So we lived with my grandparents for a little bit. We probably stayed there until I was, I don't know, maybe 11 years old. And then my older brother, he graduated from high school and he wanted to study marine biology.
Mm.
So, yeah. So my mom was like, I mean, if you want to do it, why don't we just go to the beach and we can live there? So we moved to Salinas, that's like the coast in Ecuador. So as soon as we got there, like at least for, I don't know, like a couple of months, apparently my brother didn't like it. So yeah, so he went back to Guayaquil, which is the city, and my mom just decided to stay there with me and my younger brother. So we stayed there for, I don't know, like, till I was 17, 18 years old, right? So growing up there, it was really fun, skating, surfing, just having that freedom, right? After that, when I was 17, probably we went back to the city. I got involved in a lot of I was very curious, right? So when I was younger, not a problem child, but I had a lot of freedom.
Not a problem, child.
So yeah, I was like around a lot of stuff. I was around everything. I saw a lot of things on the street. But anyways, when I went back to the city, I was like not angry, but I had like something inside of me, like very like I was looking for something, like for trouble probably, and I was like fighting all the time and a lot. That happened a lot in school too. And then my mom was like, "I'm getting sick of it, so we're gonna try to find something that is gonna fit for this energy that you have." And we went to it was MMA actually, like mixed martial arts.
Mm.
Yeah. And she was like, "All right, go, figure it out, figure it out.
Get your anger out."
This is your world. So take all your things out." So when I started doing MMA, it was like a totally different side of me. Like I was able to like canalize that energy towards only that. I became a better not an aggressive, but I became a very passive, like super passive person when I learned how things were supposed to be. And I was kind of like a party kid when I was younger. So we went to a party with a bunch of friends. We went to this bar. And I remember that I had a beer and maybe half a glass of whiskey. And then I started to feel like weird. right? Everything was getting like blurry, and I was not feeling like myself, and I was like having a lot of like, I don't know, I felt super aggressive inside. Long story short, I got drugged with scopolamine, I think it's called.
What is that?
No, so it's like, so you use that to, I don't know, make your victims docile. So
Like paralyze them.
They will do whatever
or
you say.
Sedate them.
you can do whatever they say.
Oh, wow.
So my friends at the time, they put me back on this car, and I remember exactly like all of it till I got home. It was a great car, small car. This dude, he was like, "Hey, you want something to drink?" And it was a bottle wrapped around like a bag, right, like a paper bag. In my head, I wanted to say no, but I couldn't say anything. I just said, "Yeah, okay." So I drink that. I'm guessing it's like a test for them to figure out if you're already under the drug, right? So when I drank it, I kind of like blacked out, and then I woke up at home, parking outside home, outside my house. And then this guy was like, "Hey, can you give me some water?" And then I remembered like exact words, like I told him, "Yeah, but wait here. I'll be right back. Like wait here in the car." And then I opened the door, and he opens his door. And then I walk to my house, and then he's right behind me. And I can see all of it, but I don't
You're
say.
just going along.
I don't say anything. I couldn't say anything. I was like, all right, yeah. So I opened the door, and when I opened the door, I blacked out. And then I woke up the next day, and a lot of the things were stolen. I got beat up. Yeah, I guess I got aggressive. I was trying to fight it on the blackout thing, and yeah, I got beat down. I don't know. I woke up after like 4 p.m. and I was like hallucinating. They put a big amount. It was really dangerous for me, so I had to go to the hospital and get all that thing out of my system. After that, my older brother, he was like, "Dude, you should come and do like CrossFit with me. I think you're gonna love it." And I was like, "Yeah, I've heard about it. I don't know, man. I don't want to be throwing up 14 times in a workout. Like, I don't know, dude. I really don't know."
14 times. Jesus.
He was so intense for the past month that I gave in. I was like, all right, let's go. I'll do it. Let's go. So I went to the first class. This was in CrossFit Guayaquil. And I swear to God, I threw up like 14 times. I'm not joking. That's why I throw that number. I swear to God, I was going back and forth to the
That's
bathroom.
all I can remember.
Coaches were like,
"What's wrong
"What
with
are
But you
doing?
kept
Like,
coming
just
back.
chill." Yeah, I kept coming back every single time. Like, okay, I'm gonna finish this.
Like, go home. Go home.
Two burpees. I was like, throw up again. Go back. 2 pull-ups. Oh my God. I gotta go back. So when I finished like that workout, I was like, wow, like my entire world got rocked. Like, what is going on? But I loved it. For some reason, I loved it. I was like, I'm gonna keep doing this. So I kept doing it. Like I went with my brother every single day, and then I started college. So it was a little further for me. It was a little bit further away from me. So I went to a different box or gym that it was closer to where I was living. It was like 5 minutes away, and it was right in front of my college. So I was like, oh, let's go. This is fun. So I was going there every single day. The coaches were, I don't know, when you have people around, like you see like, some of your athletes or some of the members that you have, some of them push a little bit more, some of them want something more. So I was one of those, right? Like I was just trying to get better at it, like trying to do everything. And they offered me a job. They go, hey, would you like to just be around, try to learn a little bit, just like put the equipment. Hell yeah, I'll do it. I don't want to talk because I am afraid of being in front of people that just talk, like start giving directions. Like I'm not gonna do that, but I can be behind you, whatever. So that's how it started, and I don't know, man. I don't remember when the things just started to falling like right. Things started to falling in right, like it was just not real for me to see what was going on. You know how things were just falling right into place. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, this is cool. My gymnastics were good. My lifting was okay. My cardio, like everything was great. And I started competing. When I started competing, I started like to feel that fire and that aggressiveness of I want to compete and I want to win and I want to do any like whatever it is that I want to be there. So it started that way, and eventually I got good at it. My first open, I think I was fourth in Latin America.
Wow.
Fourth, sixth, something like that. So it was really good.
And the CrossFit Games?
Yeah, that was way back, like when you had regionals and when you had all that.
It was more complicated then than it is.
It was
Harder.
Oh, it is. It was a lot more complicated than it is now for me, right? But anyways, I was really good at it, and yeah, I mean, I started to get better at it, and then I in 2012, after going, you know, through different gyms and coaching, I was already a coach. I was already working. I had already my confidence and everything. There was a strongman competition, and I wanted to do that one, so I was getting ready for that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. This was way before I had the accident or anything like that. Okay. So I went to this competition. It was called the Kalpa Strongman competition down in Ecuador, and it was a partner competition. So I went with a good friend of mine. At that time, I was driving a motorcycle. Okay. So when I got there, all good. We competed. We got second place. It was really fun. Yeah, it was good. It was amazing. And back at that time, I was kind of like fighting some demons. So I was not getting along with a few people, like with some of them. So when the competition was done, they approached me and they were like, hey, would you want to just come and hang and like get some food or whatever? And I'm like, nah, I'm going to the beach. So I put my helmet on, backpack, and I was going back. I was driving back to my house to get ready to go to the beach. I got a text from my mom. She was just saying, hey, I love you. And back then, I saw it and then I put it back on my pocket. Right? Hop on my motorcycle, drive back. There's 2 bridges that connect this point of the city with the rest of the city. Okay? There's only one way in, one way out. So this first bridge, it's called Puente Nacional. You have the Guayaquil River going under, right? So me going on a motorcycle, being a dumbass as a kid, I was like, man, I'm just gonna go fast on this. So the limit there was like, let's say 20, 30, maybe 35 miles. I was going at 90.
Mm.
Yeah. I was going at 90 miles. And it was a straight up road. So I was like, let's just sand it. At the end, when I was getting closer to going to the next, when I was getting closer to go to the next bridge, it was a very like pronounced curve, right? So when I was going up, I felt how the motorcycle was pushing me to the right. And it was pushing me to the right, and I was getting closer to the, how do you call the side of, like the safety rail?
Yeah.
Right.
Guardrail.
Yeah, the guardrail, yeah. So I felt how the motorcycle was pushing me to the right, so I downshifted and tried to stay on, I just tried to stay on the same line, right? But it was really hard, it was really difficult because of how fast I was going. So downshifted and tried to keep control of the motorcycle. I kind of like get it controlled, but the road was damaged. So I got like a few like bumps in front of me. So the back tire lifts up a little bit, it touched the ground, it lifts up a little more again, and when it touched the ground, it made this wobbly effect, right? So in my head, I was like, if I if I push the brakes, I'm gonna be catapulted from this bridge down.
Oof.
If I jump, I don't know if I have a car behind me. I was going fast enough that I knew that there was nothing behind me, but still. So I kept my head down while I was wobbling. So I'm trying to control this. When I got a little bit of control out of it, I raised my head and I have a light bulb right here.
Oh.
Yeah. So my only reaction there was move my head. So I had the chance to move my head. I saved my brain, and then I hit my shoulder, elbow. I have no idea how I hit it, but I hit it against the light bulb, right? So my body goes this way because of how fast I was going, and because of the impact that I just had. This side went this side, like went back, right?
Oh.
I did not rip my arm off there, but I destroyed my nerves completely. So I had a brachial plexus injury on that first impact, and then the motorcycle was like elevated. My leg was stuck between the bridge and the motorcycle, and I was like here, right, on my front wheel. So when the motorcycle touched the ground again, it pulled me forward. So when it pulled me forward, my helmet went, like, it raised a little bit, so I hit my jaw, and like I broke my jaw and my teeth in like 3 different parts. Yeah, I destroyed my face. And then I think I probably fell into the ground of like 2 or 3 feet, so it's not that much. I remember everything with so much details, because this is the weirdest thing that happened to me. Like, I saw myself twice. Like, I had this like out of body experience, and I saw myself having the accident twice, like 2 times. So I was standing right here, and I saw myself from the bottom, like from the beginning. How I was coming up, how the motorcycle was pushing me, how I try to downshift, and how it's wobbly, how I hit the light pole, and how I hit my face. And then on the second episode of it, like reliving it, I go back, and then I wake up, and I remember like just looking on the side, watching a few cars just going by, and then I don't know, like 100 people was just from the competition, because they saw me laying on the ground. They were like, I think that's Victor. So some of my friends saw me, and they were like immediately helping me, right? I remember talking to a doctor or a firefighter, I think. He was like asking me all these questions to see if I was conscious. And then what was my name, what I was doing, where I was coming from, where was I going, how old was I, where would I, like everything. And I was
Just basics.
Yeah. I was hitting all of them. Boom, 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 boom. They say that when I was talking, I was spitting teeth and blood, and there was blood coming out of my ears, blood coming out of my nose, blood coming out of my mouth.
You had no idea. You just
No, I was just talking. Yeah, just talking. Between getting conscious and unconscious, I stood up from the ground and I talked with my mom on the phone. And I was like, I'll be there in a little bit.
No.
Yeah. The people was right with me. They saw all this going on.
That's wild.
And then I finished the call, and then I went back down. Like, they helped me. So going back into like conscious and unconscious, I woke up and I was already like on the they were lifting me up to get me on the ambulance, right? So when I got into the emergency room, I saw my mom and my younger brother. And as soon as I saw them, like, the pain took over.
Oh,
Like,
reality hit.
Yeah.
In the hospital.
Yeah. So I was not myself because of the shock. And they had to induce me into a coma for like 5 days because I was not letting anyone touch me because of how, like, what was going on. All the pain, and I don't know. I was in a different place at that point.
Mm.
So they induced me into a coma. They did all the surgeries and all that. And I still had my arm. I had my arm for like 6 years after the accident. So I woke up, and when I woke up, I saw my mom right next to me, and I couldn't speak at all because I was taped, and I had like
Tubes.
bands and tubes and all that things, right? All the nice things. And I remember just asking two things. Right? My key from my motorcycle. And yeah. And I had my mom's signature on my right arm. Like tattooed. And then I asked for like how's the tattoo, how's my arm? She was like, no, it's all good. Like I have the keys and your tattoo is all good. Like just go fucking back to sleep. So between I spent 21 days, 5 days in the ICU, and it was really weird when I woke up because I did not feel like myself. I felt like someone else took over, and me as a person, or the spirit that was inside of me, or whatever, the negativity that was inside of me just completely disappeared when I opened my eyes after the accident. I was like,
Those demons that you were fighting.
what?
as
Yeah,
a
I was
kid
like, what
and
is
all
going
that.
on? What is going on? Everything was different. Everything was different. Like, I swear to God, I feel like I was like soul swapped.
Reborn.
Yeah. It's really wild. It's still something I'm trying to
We had a
understand.
guest that had exactly
Yeah.
the same.
It's
and
wild.
he was hit. He was hit by a car,
Okay.
and it's very similar description of what he lived,
Yeah.
and he saw himself coming out of his body, and he said he was conscious. I was talking to the doctors, and like and he's like, I was fine. I
Yeah.
felt fine. That's wild.
So, yeah, I mean, after it took me a year. Yeah, it was we call it like how was it like? We call it like 8 months of darkness that I had. Right? I was deep in drugs. I was doing everything. I was hooked on painkillers a lot. And yeah, I was kind of like letting myself die for a little bit. Because, I don't know, I was just grieving at that point. Like what I was going through. And then after those 8 months, I remember waking up at like 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, just locking myself in the bathroom. Just trying to talk to myself like really hard, right? Like, all right, what's going on? Like, I'm gonna stay here for as many hours as I need and try to move my arm. Let's see what happens. So I was looking in the mirror and just trying to move my arm, it was like trying to lift 500 pounds of deadlift. Heavy. Nothing was going on, nothing happened, no move, nothing, no reaction. All right. I had a needle, a lighter,
Oh my God.
in my teeth, right? So I was like, all right, let's try to pinch it.
Oh.
So I was trying to pinch it with a needle, nothing happened. All right, let's try to bite it.
Oh.
So I was trying to bite it, let's see if something happens, and nothing happened. All right, let's try to see if I can feel the fire.
Fuck. Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, nothing. All right,
Oh.
fuck it.
Did your skin get all blistered?
No. It was just
Not like-
just enough, right? It was a lighter. It was just enough. It was just enough. Like going back and forth, nothing.
Nothing.
Front, nothing. All right, fuck it. So I said, all right, if this is not gonna move here, it's not gonna move at all. So it's either you let yourself die and just keep going to the same hole, or figure some shit out. Just try to get your life back. So I came out of the bathroom at like 7 a.m. and I think I woke my younger brother, and I was like, hey, I'm going to the gym. No teeth. You know, all fucked up. Like, hey, I'm going to the gym, like, you wanna come? I was like, what? The fuck are you doing? Just lay down. Like, no, yeah, I have to go, dude. It's either this or I'm gonna fucking kill myself, so what do you wanna do? Alright, let's go. So we went to the gym and I started working out. And the first, yeah, it was great, right? It was amazing to see the faces of people being like,
He's back.
the fuck?
Oh no.
I mean, yeah, he's back, but like, what are you doing, dude? Like, you just had a massive accident. Like, you should be laying down. I'm like, no, dude. I've been laid down for 3 months. Like, I need to move. So I started working out, and I don't know, man. Things just starting to felt better and better. Like, I started to feel better and better and better and better. And after a year, I was like, I think I'm strong enough to try to lift the bar. So let's try it. So I was very scared, and I had a lot of pain on my shoulder, right? And on my arm, like every single day, every single time. Non-stop.
Nerves damage.
Yeah, from the nerve damage, yeah. It was really painful, like, it doesn't matter, right? So I had like cushions on the bar, taped on the sides, so when it touched my shoulder, it was not going to be that bad. So I started lifting, I started doing all my things again, and I don't know, probably after a year and a half, maybe a few more years, when I lost all like sensitivity on like in front of my shoulder, I was like, all right. So I started lifting without a cushion. So now I don't have any pain. Like, I don't feel like it has to be really hard for me to be feeling the pain here. I got used to it, right? So 6 years gone by, and I'm still working out and now competing and now going to the beach and surfing and all those things with my arm on a sling, right? I had my arm on a, is it a sling? That's how you call it? Yeah. So I had my arm there for forever. So it was easier for me to work out like that. I had that almost like glued to my chest, right, in my stomach. So I was working out and surfing and doing all this stuff. But
That's what you one arm.
Yeah. And yeah, there was a point when I told my mom, like, you know what, I want to chop it off. Like,
You want to get rid of it.
Yeah, what are we gonna do? She was like, no, I'm still like talking to doctors and like, I'll figure it out.
You wanted to let go, but your mom was like...
that was like the first, after 3 years. 3 years after the accident, I was like, Mom, like, I really want to do this shit. Like, she was like, no, all right, I'll wait. So I think I waited for 1 more year, 2 more years. But I already had everything lined up. Like, I already talked to doctors, insurance, and everything. Like, I was like, oh. So I came up to my mom one day, and I was like, hey, Mom, like, I understand, like, you're my mom, and I know that you want me to be okay, and you want me to be 100% again, but let me tell you, I'm 150% now than I was with 2 arms. And the way you're living your life through me, it's not the same way that I'm living it and the things that I'm going through and the pain that I'm having every single day. That I understand, you're my mom, you feel it, but you don't feel it the same way, right? I love you, but I need to do this. And if you want to be with me and come with me, hell yeah, fuck yeah, I love you. You're my mom. If you don't want to be with me, I get it. It's okay. I still love you. You're my mom. That's not going to change. But regardless of what you decide, this is fucking go. I'm doing it. Like, I have to do it. And then she was like, yeah, okay, you know what? I'll go with you. And I was like, hell yeah, because this is happening tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's how it happened. Yeah. And then I did it, and then I woke up, and after that was a really fast surgery, quick. And then I woke up and
No pain,
and I called myself Nemo at that point, like at that time, at that moment, because as soon as I woke up, I was like, now I have mobility.
Oh,
on
you
this
can
side.
actually move it.
Now I can actually move it.
yeah.
Now I
That's
move. Now I can
wild.
move it. Now I have freedom.
You
So
don't have to carry the arm.
no, not anymore. It was a dead weight. So when I did that, my quality of life and everything just
Skyrocketed.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So yeah, and then I don't know. I really don't remember the day that I became an athlete and started competing, and then I became this huge motivation for the rest of the people that, oh my God, you're doing things with one arm, and like, it's the same shit. You can do this with one arm, with one leg, it doesn't
You
matter.
did it both ways.
Your-
You did it with and without the CrossFit Games. That's impressive.
Your impairment or limits or everything that you have, it's always in your head. Like, you create your own wall, right? So, for me, it's just like normal. It's, you know, waking up, going to the gym and do my stuff, or going to the beach and surf, or whatever. Just confronting or approaching my obstacles or my problems on a totally different way. Like, for me, and that's how I try to teach or try to talk to people, like, the same way that you approach your bar, it doesn't matter if it's a 75-pound bar or 300 pounds or 500 pounds. Like, when you go and you approach the bar, you're like, fuck it, I'm ready. Right? I'm gonna go. You do the same thing with your, that's the way I do it. You do the same thing with your problems. But fuck it, all right? Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's do it. So, I mean, I have to talk to someone. It's fucking, yeah, let's do it. If I have to figure some shit out, all right, let's go. If I have to be hard on someone, right, I have to. That's something that it's just gonna teach you and just gonna give you something for yourself. I don't care about having something for me. At this point, when I had the accident, I discovered and I realized what my purpose was here, right? Being able to help, being able to motivate, whatever it is, being able to tell people that there is something more than what you're just thinking, or if you had XYZ accident or something in your life, you lost your leg, you lost your arm, you have a MS, you have, I don't know, like a brain injury or something like that. Because at this point of my life, I think I've seen almost everything in like the adaptive world and the regular world, right? And for all I can say and all the stories that I've heard, and the only difference that there is between people that went through something and people that didn't, is that when you talk to us, and every one of us that has gone through something, we will go through it every single day, again and again. There is no way I won't go through it, because I wouldn't be here if that didn't happen. I wouldn't be the person that I am today if the things that happened to me happened to me. I wouldn't be talking the way I'm talking if I didn't have the experience that I have with things that I've been through, or the people that I've been with, or the experience that I have with people that I've lived through. Like, I think there's so much more after something happened than when you're living your life and this is no judgment at all, but sometimes you take a lot of things for granted when you have everything, and then when you don't have something that you used to have, you actually start thinking about it. Like, I don't know, let's say hugging someone, holding hands, or I don't know.
Simple things in life.
Yes. Put peanut butter in your bread. I don't know, like things like that. When you do it with one hand, it's just annoying. It's just more annoying. So it's not impossible. It's just annoying. It takes more time. Sometimes it takes a little bit more of that brain side for you to understand that things are gonna be complicated, but the only thing that is happening, it's just making you understand that life, it's gonna be like this forever. So if you get angry for some shit that happens that easy, I mean, you're not gonna go that far in life. So you have to understand that things happen to you because of a reason. You have something to do here. There's a purpose for every single human in this world. Either you want to believe it or not, there's something for you waiting for you. Always. And like I said, me being able to discover what my purpose was when I was a troubled child in my head and I was just abusing all this nonsense, and it's just, it's just humbling to be able to stand in a place that you are right now and just look back and be like, fuck, I came a long way. Fuck, I came a long way. And I still don't see myself as a motivation. I don't see myself as like that. I really don't. I'm a regular human being. I like to do the things that I like to do. If you feel something, some emotion about that, thank you. Like, it's great. You don't have to tell me anything. That's good. That's gonna work for you. Go ahead. Take it. But I discovered that my purpose here is just do the things that you do, help people, put yourself out there, talk, and I don't know, just be yourself.
I'm
That's
sorry to
amazing.
interrupt, but I have a question. What are some like the most difficult things you had to do, like learning how to like be mobile with only one arm?
I would say the hardest things, man.
Like driving? Like,
No, that's easy.
Yeah.
Driving is easy. Dressing, like getting dressed, is easy. Swimming is easy. I'm a fish. I don't know. Maybe activities of like daily life.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the hardest thing was for me to like tie my shoes at some point.
Oh yeah.
Or getting that last button of that button shirt. You know, when you have a wedding or something like. Ugh.
I still can't do it. With
I can do the tie, but I cannot get my button
good.
shirt.
Those little
Because
things
if it's
are-
tight, you
they're
need
so
to-
No,
little.
you need all the thumb.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would say the most unbearable thing for me is like, if you have a bag in your hand and you have to grab your dog's poop, you usually use your other hand to flip that bag, right? If you have one arm, you have to use your mouth.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you know, right?
That's
Even
a lot
tying
for
it,
your
like,
dog.
tying it's probably a pain in the ass too.
Yeah. I mean, tying is not that hard.
Yeah.
It's just grabbing that poop, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the leash too.
Not
you're
grabbing it.
right. Does your dog?
Yeah,
do
you
you
know.
hold your dog with a leash, or does your dog?
Just
follow
put your
you?
mouth on it.
It depends.
Yeah.
It depends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna
That
switch with you
is.
so you can do your fire questions.
That's amazing.
Oh my god.
Because I'm gonna do some rapid fire questions.
Yeah.
But before I do that, I want to ask you, absolutely, how can anybody get a hold of you as far as any type of social media?
So you can follow me on Instagram.
Okay.
Right. At Victory. So it's VICTERIE. You can
Follow
you
you
can
there
you can
and-
follow me there. You can reach out to me there. I will
Okay.
respond immediately. Like,
Okay.
yeah, I'm one of those that if you send a text, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna text you back immediately. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
great.
because you don't ever know what someone's going through, if they have the same issue or they're going through something or if they want to go through the same experience, like, the amputation or whatever, because I've had those questions.
Okay.
Like, hey, how's your life after doing the amputation? Like, is it more pain? Like, did you feel like were you scared? Like, all those things.
Right.